Hi everyone, and welcome to another video. In today's lesson we will learn how to make these barefoot sandals. You can also use the triangle just as a plain granny square or granny triangle. It's very easy to do, and of course you can be making any size you like. You can add more rounds to the triangle or less, and if they're making them as barefoot sandals for summer, cotton will be a great material to use. So let's get started on the lesson. For this project we will need a needle with a large eye, crochet hook to go with your yarn. I've got a 4.5mm. I've got some 8-ply yarn, which is equivalent to sports weight or double knit. You can use any yarn you like, just use the crochet hook that goes with your yarn. And I've also got a pair of scissors. Normally a 4mm or a size G goes with the 8-ply yarn, but hey, I'm living dangerously. I'm going to use a bigger hook. So we want to make a magic circle. Just make it however you make yours. I just wrap around my fingers. I grab the loop, and that's it. I go in there, pull up a loop, and chain one. And now you have your magic circle. What we're going to do is chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Double crochet into the ring. You could also use the method when you chain 4 and join. You could still use that too. Going into the centre of the ring, and what I like to do is just hold it. So I've only got this little piece to work with there. I just find I'm not so unco. So we're working 2 double crochets. We're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to work 3 double crochets into the centre. Just 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 chains into the centre, and you can pull your loop a little bit smaller now if you like. We're going to work 3 double crochets. So how many sides does a triangle have? 4, right? No, just kidding. It has 3. So we only need 3 of these little sections here. If it was a square, we would need 4 because it has 4 sides. Right? Makes sense? Good. So we need to chain 3. And we're going to join, and if you've made loads and loads and loads of granny squares like I have, this is going to feel so weird having 3 bits in the middle where you normally have 4. We're going to join to the top of the chain 3. So what that means is 1, 2, 3. That's the top because we only did 3 chains. Going under both loops. Pull through. And then working a slip stitch. Oh, that looks so weird. I mean, it looks right, but it looks weird because I'm so used to doing a granny square. And I've just been making granny squares, so it just looks not right to me. But anyway, it's right for this tutorial. We're going to slip stitch in the top of the next 2 stitches. Now with these, you can make as many rounds as you like. That is so cute. You can make as many rounds as you like, okay? So to make another round, we chain up 3, 2 double crochets into the chain 3 space, chain 3, and then 3 double crochets, and I just moved that over a little bit into there. One, I'll show you on the next one what I mean by move it over. 2, 3, chain 2, into the next chain 3 space, work 3 double crochets, what I mean by moving it over is I just grab the shell, the 3 stitches there, and hold the chain and just pull, just so that this one's sitting on that side and that one's sitting on that side. Gives it a nice corner, I think. So chain 3, and then 3 double crochets into that same space. So this is what makes our corner. See? Chain 2, 3 double crochets into the chain 3 space. Chain 3, 3 double crochets into the chain 3 space. There's lots of 3s in this. There's 3 sides, 3 double crochets and 3 chains. Okay, so chain 2 and join to the top of the chain 3. So 1, 2, 3. Sometimes I get this first go, then other times I don't. There we go. And you can guarantee the times I don't is on camera. There we go. Oh, this is so cute. This is the first time I've made a triangle granny square. It's so cool. Okay, so depending on what yarn you're using, so this is 8 ply or equivalent to double knit and sports weight. It's quite thin. If you're using worsted weight, yours is going to be bigger. This is probably only about 2 inches down one side. You might have that, oops, you might have that big enough. But if you want to add another row, I'll show you how to do that. We slip stitch across like we did on the previous row. So when you work your slip stitch, you just work it into the top of the double crochet. Slip stitch into the space 2, chain 3, two double crochets into the chain 3 space, chain 3, just drag it over a bit, 3 double crochets into the chain 3 space. Chain 2. Alright, so now we've got an extra gap. So whenever there's a gap on the straight section, you're going to put 3 double crochets in there. Did I just do my chain 2? Yes, I did. Now, if you find that yours is too loose and you think that it should look tighter, if you're making this, you can adjust that chain 2 space and make it a chain 1 space. Or you could adjust the chain 3 here. You could work it back to a chain 2. So you want to chain 2. You could work that as a chain 2 space. I've got really loose tension, so I really should be using a smaller crochet hook, but it seems to be working okay with this one. But if you want it nice and neat and like tight stitches, use a smaller hook, and you could adjust the chains here and the chains there, but just making sure it's still keeping that triangle shape as well. So going into this chain 3 space, working 3 double crochets, chain 2 and 3 double crochets. Because when I make a normal granny square, I only make 1 chain in the corners, which is it. Haha, which is what I just did. We're in the corner, so we need to do a chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Sorry about that, I apologise. 1, 2, 3. I think the chain 3 in this triangle granny is making it look more triangle, if that's even a word. More triangular. I think that's the correct way of saying it. So chain 2, 3 double crochets into here. Chain 2. So up to another corner here because we're up to the point of the triangle, so that's 3 double crochets. Oh, did you hear that? That was thunder. 1, 2, 3. If the lights go out, that's why. And we're working 3 double crochets. I hate it when that does that. I'm just going to see how that's grabbed that yarn and pulled that. I'm just going to pull that back to there and just rework it. I think it looks really messy if you leave it. See, it's disappeared now, you can't even see it. So chain 2, and then we've got 1 more gap left, so we're working 3 double crochets. Oops. 3 double crochets, chain 2, and then slip stitch into the 3rd chain. Oh, come on. There we go. So I think I could actually work, maybe, I could try this again and do less chain here and maybe in the corner. But it needs to lay flat, and sometimes if you don't put enough, it's going to start to do that because there won't be enough stitches. If you find your granny squares have done that, or a triangle, you need to put more stitches in so it lays flat. Well, it's never going to lay perfectly flat, is it? So don't stress if it doesn't. But once you join this into something, that will even out and lay flat. Alrighty, so what we want to do now, you can make that as a triangle, leave it as it is, and use it for a project. How cool would all different coloured triangles, so blue ones, pink ones, and then join them all together? That'd look cool. But we are going to make a barefoot sandal with this one. So slip stitch into the chain 3 space. Or we could actually start just from where we finished. Yeah, let's do that. Wouldn't matter if you chained over, slip stitched over to there. Chain 1 and single crochet in the same stitch, and see that tiny little hole there? That's where we're going to single crochet into. Single crochet, and again, until we get to our chain space. So we've worked a single crochet into there. We are going to work a chain, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then work a single crochet into the chain 3 space. Now this amount here is not critical, it doesn't have to be 7. This is depending if you're making it for a baby or for an adult, someone who's got big toes, someone who has skinny toes. You can adjust the amount of the chains that you do there. My toes are skinny like my fingers, so I'm not going to need much at all. So I've got 7, you could change the amount very, very easily. We will be single crocheting across the top into each stitch. You could also use a half double crochet for this stitch. We've got 2 chains here, so we want to work 2 single crochets. Oops. And we will be working, it just got really dark outside, working single crochets all the way around. So we had 2 there because we had a chain 2 space, chain 3 space, we want to work 3 chains. Then we want to single crochet, chain 2 space, 2 single crochets, and continue on until we get back to the beginning. So when we get to the end, that is beginning of my row, we're going to slip stitch into the first single crochet, chain 1, cut off our yarn, and then we'd sew that end in. So now we want to make the straps for the corner here. So you can see I've got 2 ends to sew in there. Going into the corner. Sorry, not into the corner. Into the... You've got 3 single crochets. You're going to go into the second single crochet. Pull through. Slip, chain to secure, pull down on the short piece, and then work your chain. And you can work your chain as long as you want it, depending on how you want to tie up your sandals. Some people just wrap them around the ankle once and just tie them up. Some people like to do it all the way up their legs. So it's really up to you. You're probably going to need about 30 inches, I'd say. This is my first pair of barefoot sandals I've ever made, so I'm going to keep chaining. So this part is really on your desired taste, or however long you want to make them. I am going to make mine about 30 inches long. I'm just going to keep chaining until I get to 30 inches. So I've done my chain for this side, and I've cut off my yarn and finished off my chain. What you could do is single crochet back down. You would go into the second stitch and single crochet all the way back down, and then just slip stitch into here when you get to the end. But I don't want my straps to be very thick, so that's why I've just chosen to do it that way. So we want to make the other strap, going onto the other corner. Want to go to the third single crochet. Oops, grab the right end of the yarn. Pull through. Just work a chain stitch to secure, pull down at the short piece at the back. And then continue making your chain like you did for the other side. and I will catch up to you after I've sewn in all my ends and finished off my chain. So there we go, that's mine finished. I think I might run back inside now. So thanks for watching, please subscribe as there will be more to come. Until next time, happy crochet!